So it's the weekend. More specifically, it's the same weekend. More specifically, it is 2 minutes after I made the last section of the video. I'm just planning to do a bunch of body work this weekend. Ideally what I want to get done this weekend is pound this out, Bondo, primer it. Basically, I want this to be the right shape and primered. I don't know how possible that's going to be. It depends if I can get to the other side of this panel from inside the car. I'd like to get this one. It's not a priority. Not this weekend anyways. I will get it eventually, but it's not a priority right now. There's a little, I don't even know if you can tell it's there, but little dent right there, like a door ding or something. That'll nice and easy to fix. Want to get that done. Another door ding here, because I live in a province full of fucking assholes. Get that fixed. Last thing I really want to get done today was the hood. Just, come on, son, quit being a dick. But yeah, the sun is really ruining the shop. But I want to get this sanded down and primed for some paint. I don't know what color I want to paint this thing yet. I might go with the same black. Focus. I might go with the same black, but also I might. I have a feeling by the time I'm done doing my body work, this car is going to be like 80% primer. So I might pick a new color. I'm thinking maybe like a dark blue or a light blue. Like a good, look up Nissan Bayside Blue. It was an R34 GTR color. And I once had a 240SX. It was that same color. It's a really nice looking color, but maybe, I don't know. The weekend body work starter pack. Cold Bevs. Angle grinder. Flap disc. Primer. Bondo. Hydraulic press channel. So I got this interior panel pulled away, and it provides, you can't really see it, but insane access to that dent. Like, I can feel the dent perfectly with my hand right here, so that should be easy to pull out now. This panel wasn't that hard to get out either. It was just a bunch of screws, which is nice. So yeah, hopefully I can pound that out, and then get some Bondo in there, clean it up, primer, done. So the dent is pounded out about as good as it's gonna get. It's still kind of rough because I did it with a hammer a bunch of times, but I can now confidently put Bondo on that without worrying about it cracking and falling off in 3 years, because before it was like, would have needed an inch of Bondo, now it needs about, I don't know, at most 2 centimeters? No, 2 centimeters, fuck that. Half a centimeter. This wasn't the kind of dent that wants to just pop. Sometimes when you pound out a dent, it'll just pop back into place. This one's on 2 different contour lines, so that wasn't an option. So the best results I had was sticking the hammer behind there and actually using it as a lever, not actually as a hammer. But yeah, so I'll strip the paint off here, get some Bondo on there, see what happens. So I decided, since I was doing the big dent, I might as well do the other 2 little dents on this panel. So this one needs a bit more, because this one's so dented I can't actually sand this paint. But this one's good, ready for Bondo, nice and gradual. And then this one, I probably didn't need to make this so big, but it's just a little ding. But yeah, so they're all ready for paint. And then probably actually, when I'm done this, I'll probably just primer this entire panel, just sand it all and primer it, because I could have 3 primer spots and I could primer the rest of it later when I go to paint the car, or I could just primer all of it now. So I'll probably primer from like the start of the whatever the fuck you want to call that, to where the bumper and the skirt start, because it's not a CRX unless you have at least one panel that is completely primer and one panel that is completely flat black. So it's now tomorrow. A couple things have happened since I last turned the camera on. First of all, got the Bondo applied. That's my second layer. That's why it looks kind of cakey right now, but have to, when I do Bondo, I like to go hard and then remove more, because there's nothing worse than accidentally having to do like a third coat of Bondo just to even it out. So I like to, usually if I cake it on pretty good, I can get it 2 coats. And I realized that number 4 spark plug right there was broken, so it wasn't firing. So the entire time, I've owned this car for about 2 weeks, the whole time I've owned it, it's been running on 3 cylinders. So I got that spark plug fixed. Well, not fixed, I replaced the spark plug. And it runs like an entirely different car now. It's amazing what all cylinders firing does to a car. And now, while I'm waiting for my Bondo to dry, I pulled the hood, as you probably noticed. And I'm going to strip all the paint off this thing and primer it, because this is easily the worst part of the car. You got your bird shit, you got your red paint coming through. You got, I don't know if you get how well you can see this in video, but you got your red paint, and then you got the nightshade that was used to paint over the red paint, and then you got the black paint that was used to paint over the nightshade. And I'm just going to strip all of this. I'll probably sand as much off the bottom side as I can, because it's red hood, and I'm not going to paint this car red. So, yeah, and then put primer on both sides of the hood. How many layers of paint does it take to cover a Honda hood? Dark primer, light primer, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, black, more black. I don't know how many layers that is because I wasn't counting, but that's a lot of paint. So the Bondo up top is done. It's just waiting for this panel to get primered. The reason it hadn't been primered yet is because I found some rust in here. So I ground all that out. I put some fiberglass over it. And now I'm just sanding out the fiberglass to, you know, make it even. I also have to Bondo this. This was an actual rust hole. So I had to put a couple layers there, put some Bondo over that. Hopefully it lasts. Hood is done. Not done, but it's primered. Paint stripping it was a huge hassle. There's red dust on everything. Red dust all over my garage floor. A bunch on my driveway that I had to hose off. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.